How's it going, folks? As some of you may know, if you've been following my content, I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Go. I've been enjoying their PvP a little bit. We've done a little bit of it live on stream the last couple of weeks. And I do battles quite frequently off stream as well. And there's only so many hours in the day to do live content, so I thought maybe a couple times a week I would post short videos like this talking through the team that I'm currently playing in whatever league that's live, and then showcase them in some battles. So these are the three Pokemon that I've been enjoying the most as a lineup in the current metagame that I've been running into in the Ace League, where we're at right above rank 20. So I'm leading on a tanky Umbreon here that's got the pretty typical Snarl, Foul Play, Last Resort. I think Umbreon's a good lead because it's neutral or positive into a lot of the Pokemon that I've been running into in the league that other people are playing. And a lot of the time, if people are leading on a ghost or a psychic Pokemon, their safe swap backs into a Stunfisk or some other rock steel Pokemon, which we have a Politoed in the back line to deal with nicely. Mudshot plus Weather Ball is very spammy, so you get to your charge moves very quickly with this. The way the team typically plays out, especially if your opponent doesn't swap out their lead, is the Umbreon actually has some of those powerful charge attacks on our team, the foul play being the one that gets through the most. And often the leads will go head to head, mostly taking each other out with both players trying to conserve shields. And then both of my Pokemon on the back line with the Politoed and the Nidoqueen have very fast charge attacks. The Mudshot into Weather Ball for the Politoed, and then Nidoqueen has the recently upgraded Poison Jab and Poison Fang. And Poison Fang especially is an excellent charge move because even if your opponent uses a shield, you still get the defense drop with it. So let's go ahead and jump into some Go Battle League games here with this team and show how they work inside of combat. I got a fancy new cord to hook my phone into the computer. That's another reason I wanted to post a short video here playing some battles today. So should be much more stable picture, better quality, and no random disconnections. Hopefully, like the various screen sharing applications I've been using. There, you got a live one here, huh? Umbreon into Zoomer. Okay, so this is a bad pairing for us. So one thing I like to do is the Nidoqueen is ideal into the Azumarill, but whatever I switch into, my opponent is going to switch off of to try and counter. So by switching to the Politoed, when my opponent pulled the Azumarill out here, I still have my Nidoqueen on the back line in order to be able to attack the Azumarill down later. I think I need to shield here because I don't think we can take a hit that's super effective. And we got to almost 2 Weather Balls here, so that shield not only lets us get this Weather Ball in, but it should let us hopefully get an additional Weather Ball in past that. That shield is basically worth 2 charge attacks. Yeah, and they used a shield as well, so we're not... I need to learn the counts a little bit better. I'm not going to burn a second shield here. If Toad goes down, Toad goes down. Yeah, okay. So, we'll put in Queen, which will be super effective here. I mean, honestly, maybe I should have just saved my shields to start. I'm gonna go ahead and take a Leaf Blade with the Queen here. It's a pretty big hit. Alright, so that's down, and they're gonna go ahead and shift here to whatever their... That's a Ghost. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and Earth Power. And then the tough part here is we're kind of in a bad spot, because they've got a Azumarill on the back line, and I've got this now. Yeah, so now I go into this, and I'm up a shield, but they're got their ideal typings, right? So Last Resort into Azumarill's not terrible, and Umbreon can tank a Play Rough, generally speaking. Not all of the Azumarills have Play Rough. Some of them are on Ice Beam, Hydro Beam. So we'll find out what their move is here. We're not shielding regardless. Could be a Play Rough. We'll survive a hit from that. It is in fact a Play Rough. So probably Play Rough. Ice Beam is usually the composition then. And then ideally we're going to want to try and switch to Queen as soon as she comes up, because switching to Queen would let us have Umbreon on the back to deal with the Marowak potentially. We'll go ahead and use Foul Play so we can try and switch to the Queen here after this is done. Oh, it's not quite up yet. That probably... Oh, there we go. There we go. Come on, get him. And they're out of shields at this point. So, if we can... I think I burned the shields here, and I think we're probably going to lose this one, so I don't know that we're going to get to Earth Power here. Yeah, that's a Bone Club, so they're probably going to have another charge move here momentarily. In fact, we might not even make it to Earth Power. Yeah. Yeah, the fact that our Umbreon... The fact that they had Fairy on the lead is something that I haven't run into a whole lot, and it's definitely not something that's good for us in this matchup, obviously. And that just happens sometimes. That's probably one of the things you have least control over in the game is when your opponent has a lead that just hard counters yours. Sometimes depending on how their back Pokemon line up, you can overcome a negative lead, but the way their things lined up here, we were unable to. So we'll take down the Marowak, but the Azumarill is going to be super effective into what we have going on here. And we're only on a sliver anyway, so it doesn't even need a charge deck. I'm pretty sure it has energy left too. So like, if we had time to save up energy, we might have gotten one more charge deck off there. So that was a pretty close set considering that our lead was hard countered there on the open. I wonder if I'm just supposed to stay in with Umbreon against Azumarill. There's a chance that I am. Because we take a hit from a play rough, and Last Resort does a good chunk of damage. So maybe that's a mistake on my part. Maybe even though they have the positive lead there, I'm supposed to just stay in with the Umbreon and then put Nidoqueen up. Then we can pull it out when they switch. All right. Well, we're gonna get to find out. I like how I talked about, and this is, you know, peak ladder content, regardless of whether it's a card game. There's a lot of parallels between card games and Pokemon Go, which is why I enjoy both of them. And it's, you explain this thing that doesn't happen very often in your experience, and then you queue up anecdotally into the thing that doesn't happen very often, quote unquote, twice in a row. So we'll get a chance to try to see if there, obviously the backline might be different here, but I'm gonna go ahead and stay in with the Umbreon here and see how this ends up working out for us. Because if I switch, they'll switch. So I think we definitely want to just go ahead, because we're gonna get in a decent chunk of damage here. Honestly, it might be right to just burn a shield to like get to this, and it could have been right too, instead of burning a shield here, maybe try and hit the foul play to get one more chip shot on the way out the door. So we have to go ahead and do this, and then honestly, yeah, I think that's the plan, is we try and go for a foul play to take another chip shot before we go down. I guess we could switch to Queen here. Of course, they get an Ice Beam, and they're switching to... Yeah, and this is the tough part, right? Okay, and now, this is the hard part, right? Is, like, I kind of want my Umbreon into this Psychic type. And this is... Hypno is a really tough mon to play against. There's a lot of guesswork when you're playing against it, because it could have Fire Punch, Ice Punch, or Thunder Punch. So this thing could basically be super effective against everything on my squad except Umbreon, is what it comes down to. And because its primary here was super effective against Queen, I ended up taking quite the beating. And then with Umbreon coming in here, Umbreon's a little bit low here, but I think we probably have enough health to take a Thunder Punch here, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna take it. I think this probably puts us down. Oh, not quite, not quite. So their Azumarill is low, and I still have a shield. I think we're at shield parity here. Yeah, we're at parity on shields. They're going to come in. Okay, that's not terrible for us. They got Stunfisk as their last one. Now, the problem here is my Toad is not built well for Azumarill, but hopefully it's slow enough that that's not going to matter. Now, one thing, and there's a lot of small things to mentally keep track of when you're playing this game, is I don't recall if their Azumarill is ready to play rough or not. I'm going to go ahead and shield this, because Earthquake does like 2/3 of Politoed. This could be a Rock Slide. Nope, it was the Earthquake. So let's go ahead and Weather Ball here, and then Weather Ball will either put this down, or if they shield, we should get back to Weather Ball before they get back to Earthquake, I believe. Okay, so I explicitly didn't Weather Ball here because I don't want to burn my energy on this. Then our primary should be able to take this down. No lag. Okay, and then we're close to a second Weather Ball there. So this thing's not quite dead, but I didn't want them to get another charge attack. And then we should be able to hit our next Weather Ball into this before their thing comes up. Yeah, we got the other Weather Ball ready. Sweet. So this was actually, kind of sweet that we hit the Azumarill here a second time, because it's a good example of learning from my mistake in the first set, right? Like, I was like, oh, the way we switched out and got countered, it really didn't work out for us, so maybe we stay in and we, like, kind of take the loss on the kind of bad pairing. And honestly, I think that really shows the strength of Umbreon's lead potential, as, like, Azumarill's a pretty bad pairing on the front half, and being able to stay in and tank it down most of the way meant that we were able to win the set still. I haven't been paying attention to the names of the people we played against, but, like, maybe, I swear to you, I'm not a liar, and, like, in my last 100 battles, I have not faced, this is more Azumarill leads than I've played against in my last 100 battles. At least we have a plan now, I suppose. This plan, you could say this plan is our last resort. Now, something I could do different than last time is, I think there was a chance we get back to foul play before they get back to play rough. So I think I'm going to try and go for the foul play here. Now, they're hitting it again already. I think I'm going to let Umbreon go down here. And see how... Oh, right. Doesn't quite go down. Okay. And we got out with a sliver and a charge move there. And again, this is something that I've hit a lot, where they have Stun Fisk on the back, and then we get to go ahead and switch into Politoed, which is excellent. Politoed is very good in this matchup, because Weather Ball, as you can see there, does half their hit points and charges very quickly. I'm gonna take this hit. This could be Rock Slide. Yeah, they charged up pretty... They fired that off pretty quickly, which implied Rock Slide as opposed to Earthquake. If you're really super serious into this game, there are guides that tell you the count, so you can sit there and count to know what charge move they're at, but, like, haven't quite gone that hardcore into what's going on yet. This could be an Earthquake I'm going to shield, because we got to a Weather Ball plus a little more. Alright, got. Alright, who you got for me? Azumarill. Now, I have Blizzard on my Toad to help cover Dragon Pokemon, like Altaria. So I don't have good pairings into Azumarill with it. Alright, and this actually is pretty great for us here. So Scrafty, Nidoqueen is resistant to fighting. And again, they still have 2 shields up, but Nidoqueen's on Poison Fang, and Poison Fang don't really care about your shields, because it does that defense drop, and if they don't want to use their shields on my Poison Fang, the Poison Fangs add up really quickly. You can see just how fast they're charging up. And we'll probably use a shield on their first charge attack, because with how low they're going to be, it's pretty likely to be foul play, I imagine, because we charge twice there. Now, the one downside to doing this is I'm not going to have a shield for an Ice Beam on the Azumarill on the back, but Azumarill's also their last Pokemon at that point, so hopefully that's just not going to matter. I might have gotten greedy there. It might have been right to just tap the Poison Fang and force a shield here, because the foul play's probably going to knock us out. Oh, not quite. Okay, so I get to get the Poison Fang off here against Azumarill, and then I get to shift into Toad with the defense drop there. Sweet. Okay. Oh, I missed it. Okay, this play rough might put the Toad down and might cost us the set here. It's close. Oh, it didn't. And the Weather Ball, they're out of shields and the Weather Ball's up. So, nice. This was sweet. Actually, it's really sweet to see, oh, we got something we weren't expecting. This team explicitly wasn't good against, and then I was able to kind of recognize what I did wrong and then pivot. All right, let's wrap it up, huh? I did one set in this battle already previously, so we're gonna do 4 sets here today, which should probably be about 20 minutes, about 5 minutes of battle. Good, quick little things. All right, not a Zoomer, one time positive lead. Melmetal. This is a neutral lead, so I think I haven't specifically played against Melmetal before, but honestly, okay, it has a lightning attack too. So this is, looking at our team, this is probably an ideal pairing. Nidoqueen would be lightning resistant, but she also doesn't have attacks that are good into steel because she's poison on her primary attack. And foul play, yeah, look at that foul play hit. I'm not sure what attacks this has offhand. This is not an in-meta Pokemon that I'm familiar with. Superpower. It was super effective, but also didn't do that much damage, and their attack and defense fell. Okay, I'm gonna shield this, because I bet if it's superpower again, it would come close to killing me, and I bet because this is another attack and defense drop, they're about to pull out. Okay, so they pulled out. So we've got charge energy on that. We do have to shield the first attack from Azumarill here, and because it's gonna be an Ice Beam. And then we have a Poison Fang ready to go. And then I believe we get back to a second Poison Fang before they get back to a second Ice Beam. Would be ideal. We'll find out here. They had a little bit of charge lead on us from switching out before we did. If we get back to the second Poison Fang here, we're going to be in a good spot. We did. Okay, yep. That's usually how this plays. And even if they shield here, we'll have the double defense drop, which means Toad's going to get to come in on the back line and clean him up here. Yeah, you can see how low they've got there, and with the double defense drop, so this Ice Beam's going to KO us, and then Toad's going to come in and clean this up with its primary, and then that means both Toad and Umbreon are going to have charge attacks ready to go. Yeah, they didn't even get an attack in. So they've got a shield lead, but I've got a lot of charge moves queued up here. Wonder if they're going to put in the Melmetal. Okay, and they put in a Driftum, which is a ghost Pokemon, I believe. Yeah. Great. So we got to go ahead and do this, and this has another foul play half charge up. So this is super effective into the ghost here. So they're going to shield, and I assume they're going to swap. And now they're out of shields. And I imagine this Melmetal on the front here is pretty low on energy. So hopefully we're going to get to another foul play here before they get to their super. They did not. We did not. Okay. And now this is going to be tough because our ground attack, I think ground's actually decent into steel. Let's see how well this does. Yep, that puts us down. So we need to... Alright, and we put that down without... We've got almost 2 weather balls ready to go here, so we might get to finish our back sweep. I lost the first match in this set, but we might turn the 0-2 into a 3-2 finish here and get us something nice. Yep, if this weather ball pops off, that should be the game. A little bit of net lag here. No, come on. Come on, we were going to win. Come on, Pogo, don't do it to me. Nailed it. Sweet. Cool. That was a great set of matches. Like, there's win or lose, there's a ton of really close games in the Battle League, in my experience, and it feels like there's something to learn from, right? Like, usually, and that's the part I enjoy about new games the most, is like learning those little bits, like, oh, even though Umbreon's bad into a Azumarill, I should technically leave it because I don't want to get, it's not bad enough that it's worth giving up my switch advantage. And we got to leverage that nicely twice. So let's see what our prize is. Do we get a Registeel? I need some candy for him still. Just a Toxicroak. At any rate, thanks everybody for watching this direct to YouTube Pokemon Go content. Be sure to let me know in the comments if this is something you enjoy. I think the way Pokemon Go battles work out, this kind of shorter direct-to-YouTube content works a little bit better than the longer live stream segments of it, but I'd love feedback on that. If you like this, if it's the same, if it's worse than the live stream segments that I did, let me know. Thanks for dropping in. Peace, folks.